Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the greatest female voices in the music industry, from the artists, songwriters, and producers, to managers and executives, and all the women who make the music industry what it is today. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, friends, to another episode of Crazy Women Country. I'm Donna, and today I am here with the amazing Ash Harrison. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. How are you? And thank you so much for having me.
Oh, I'm so glad to have you. I'm doing well. Thank you. Well, it's just another wonderful afternoon in sunny, hot Florida here. What's your weather like? Where are you at?
I live in Los Angeles. It's like the weather's been on the cooler side actually out here, but it's like in the 80s, high 70s, 80s. I can't imagine living in Florida. From what I've seen, just everywhere is getting this major heat flash. So hot flash.
Definitely. I'd rather be in LA right now. I can definitely say that.
Yeah. And Florida, my goodness.
Yes. We stay inside in the AC for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. You go outside and melt a little bit. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, so I love to start off with the most difficult question ever.
Yeah.
Who is? It's not that difficult. I promise. Just a little bit. Who is Ash Harrison?
Wow, that is kind of a difficult question. I am a country singer from Winston-Salem. I grew up in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And basically who I am and why I do music is I'm on a mission to create a better world. Basically, essentially, my only form of trying to promote, a sense of heaven on earth. So everything I'm doing is turning darkness into light and wanting to inspire others to do the same. So
oh, that's so beautiful. I love that. Oh. So I have to tell you, I was listening to What Would Dolly Do? And I absolutely do love that version, your version.
Thank
of
you.
Jolene, if you will.
Thank you.
So do you want to tell everyone a little bit of what inspired you and how, you decided that this is the right time to write this song, that kind of a thing? A little bit of background?
Yeah, so that was actually inspired. I grew up in a small town and in North Carolina, and kind of the thing to do was marry your high school sweetheart right out of high school and get married at a young age and start a family and live that kind of life. And that's what I did. I ended up basically handing over music for nursing, and I ended up marrying my high school sweetheart that I was with for like 7 years. We ended up getting married, and then a year and a half later, I found out he cheated on me with a woman named Jolene. And at the time, I was in nursing school and not thinking about doing music. I had sang in like 5 years, probably longer. I don't really know, but it was a long time. And so after all of that happened, I kind of had an push to kind of put another singing video on my social media, on my Facebook. And this was like in 2015, 2016. And I mean, it was like 2016. And it ended up getting kind of a lot of views for me. And I ended up getting a front of the line audition to The Voice, which I ended up winning a red tag. And for me, being a singer has always been a huge dream of mine since I was a little girl. And that was kind of a push for me to pursue something. And I saw as like, I don't know, kind of like everything that had happened and what had happened is like a start to making my dreams come true. And so that's basically what Would Dolly Do is about, is kind of my version of Jolene and that situation, and what would Dolly do if she was with a man like that, and what would Dolly do if on this crazy journey of pursuing your dream, especially in music. It's not easy. But in the end, still pulling through and having hope and still making your dreams come true despite all of the things that happen to you. So That was a little bit of what would Dolly do. I always, after that instance, I always sang Jolene. It was kind of my song to sing for auditions and things. And I wanted to write my own version of Jolene. And yeah, it took a long time, probably like 3 or 4 years in the making, to really decide how I was going to share that story, and the best way of doing that, and how that was going to sound. And yeah, just give my story the justice that I felt it deserved. So
And it's very beautiful.
thank you. Thank you.
That's when I listened to it the first time, I was like, wow, I really like that. First I was like, oh, that's interesting. I'm like, and then it changed to like more positive note after the first.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, like very, very good. I'm like, I loved it. So
yeah, it's a different song. It's funny, but yeah, you'll like, so I'm putting out an album next year called Memories, and it's going to come out with a book, and the whole album is basically like me sharing my story, kind of like a memoir or an autobiography of kind of what I've been through, and how I've taken each of these memories and turned them into something positive. And so, yeah. I kind of like get lost in a train of thought.
That's beautiful. That's good. It's fine. That's why you're here. You're here to talk about yourself and what you're working on, things like that. That's exactly it.
It's a lot. It's a big old jumble of things that I've got going on. I'm really excited for next year, but yeah, that's more of why the music is kind of sounding the way it's sounding. My first single that I put out, Norman, which it was the first single off of Memories, that kind of was my bridge to putting both my music and my nonprofit work together, and was kind of the staple for everything that I'm doing, and so forth. So basically the album is going to be like a book, but music. If that makes any sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I know, I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you. I did. It's been really a cool journey to make all of this happen, for sure.
Yeah. And you want to tell our viewers and listeners more about your nonprofit as well?
Yeah. So I have a nonprofit that I've been building for the last 2 years, called Be the Light Ministries, which I am working with a nonprofit through the pageant system out here in California. I ended up meeting a woman named Joanna Trail Love, who has a nonprofit called I Am Love. She was Miss Woman United States of 2020, and she kind of came into the beginning stages of me trying to create Be the Light, and was ended up being my mentor. And so she's been mentoring me, and what I plan to do with Be the Light Ministries is kind of provide, or hopefully provide, mental health resources for the kids in the foster system and the kids in the school system. I am a survivor of child abuse, and I suffer from PTSD and panic attacks and anxiety, depression, and just all of these things. And so I really know how important mental health is, and I really want to make an impact on especially kids and people that have gone through trauma, and how to help them live more positive, thriving lives.
It's beautiful. I love that you turned everything around and have made such positive impacts from it. I told you that earlier, I know, but
yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so as we turn back to your music a little bit, your new single is going to be coming out in, you said July 4th, Getting Over You?
Yes, Getting Over You. So that I wrote last year after I broke up with the guy who ended up giving me Norman. It's kind of was my anthem for my personal freedom that I found from removing myself from a very toxic thing that I had going on for about 4 years. And the tag in it is "Red flags are flying high like the 4th of July." And yeah, so Getting Over You is kind of like just my healed girl like anthem to just say that, if you're with someone that is not good for you, it's okay, and that you can move on and get over them no matter how hard it is and whatever they've been giving you. So yeah, it's my little like funny take at red flags and being with people that aren't good for you and getting over them. So, but yeah, I'm pretty excited about this one. I have like a red flag campaign that I'm about to come out with, and kind of just sharing the red flags of everything that we have going on right now, which I'm pretty excited about. And then yeah, just Independence Day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to it for sure.
Thank you.
Oh, so who are some of the women that had inspired you to do music when you were younger and even now?
I grew up on a very I used to listen to a lot of like contemporary gospel music, Christian music. So my foundation is a lot of those like older Christian artists. But I am a huge like vocal influences and people that really inspire me with my music these days is Dolly Parton. I really love Dolly Parton, obviously. And Alison Krauss, I really love her ability to songwrite, and her voice is just so gorgeous. And then I'm a huge fan of Carrie Underwood and Casey Musgraves. Casey Musgraves, she's kind of inspired me with like thinking outside of the box and not really listening to what everyone else is doing and writing about and how it should sound and so forth. So yeah, those are some pretty big inspirations of mine.
Oh, definitely. And I think I love how you pointed that about Casey Musgraves, because she really did. I mean, yeah, she had a couple that were radio kind of hits, but
Yeah.
she really followed her own path, and most of her stuff wasn't played on the radio, and she became that international, what she is right now, yeah, the international star. So
yeah, I read back on, there's like an interview where she thought like all of her songs from Golden Hour were crap. And like, that just goes to show, like it's these out of the box, like things you probably think are like weird that are actual gold.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, absolutely. Cause there's some great songwriters on Golden Arrow,
Yeah. So good. I mean, every song on that is just so good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And of course, pageant material, you can't,
Oh, I love girl. But that one gets kind of thrown under the rug a little bit. And that one was like really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I like them. I don't know. There's just something about them. I just thought they were just straight to the core. And then of course, after I realized that, like one of the albums, like Brandy Clark wrote a lot of the songs, and Shane McAnally and some of the writers, I'm like, oh, that's why I probably liked them, because I've always loved them as writers, anything that they, other people have brought out with them as writers too. I'm like, oh, that's probably it. Okay. Oh. So would you like to do our 20 crazy questions?
Sure. I'll do 20 crazy questions.
There's no right or wrong answer, and I promise we won't get arrested yet.
Okay.
Oh, so tell us, what is your dance like nobody's watching song? That absolutely, you have to dance to that song no matter where you are.
Probably Hollaback Girl from Gwen Stefani.
Yeah. Well, it's a great one.
Yeah.
What song do you think is the perfect workout song?
Oh man.
A little more difficult.
Yeah. I'm trying to just think consistently what I've like listened to. It's a lot of like hip hop stuff, but like 1-2-step from like Sierra, that was always like a fire.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. There's a ton of great songs for that too, like workouts,
Yeah.
So share with us, what are the top 2 concerts you've ever been to?
I actually went to a Casey Musgraves concert. Her what was her latest album? Star-Crossed
Starcross?
Tour. Yeah, that was so good. She ended up playing a lot of songs from Golden Hour though, which it was really amazing concert. Her and Chris Stapleton. Yeah.
Great picks.
Yeah. He can sing. It's crazy.
It is, for sure. For someone who wanted to mostly be a songwriter. Yeah.
Yeah. I did not know that. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like his voice is just that's where I feel like that's where the best come from. It's just you're not trying, you're just authentic and singing,
Yes.
because you love it. And it's I mean, I'm natural talent and all that, definitely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's just some of the best songwriters and some of the best singers have come as wanting to be just songwriters. And they're like, well, yeah, why not try it? And
like the best singer ever. Yeah. It's interesting.
Absolutely. So tell us an album or an artist that we need to listen to before we die.
Oh gosh. I feel like everything that I've listened to, everyone has already listened to. So I don't know what to
well, we know they have to listen to Dolly, because if they haven't listened to Dolly, then there's an issue. We have to sit them down and tie them to a chair or whatever, and then they're gonna listen to Dolly because they don't have a choice. So
a song or album?
Yeah, whatever. If you have like something that you think that everyone needs to listen to, like whatever.
Eagle When She Flies by Dolly Parton is just a major classic that I really love, that I feel like everyone should listen to.
That's a beautiful song. I love that. Tigger just joined us. For anyone not paying attention, Tigger has come in. She wants hugs again.
Aww.
So she does this for most of our interviews. Needs cuddles.
That's so cute.
So yes, if we did live interviews, everyone would have to not be allergic to cats because obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Oh, tell us, what's your guilty pleasure music?
Definitely probably hip hop or rap.
Anything in particular, like old school rap or current rap, or just all of it?
I can get down with some Snoop Dogg or some like Eminem or 50 Cent,
Absolutely. Oh, so hypothetically, if I came to you and said I need to hide a dead body, do you know a good place?
No.
We can tell you don't watch the ID channel, that's for sure. Everyone that watches the ID channel has all these things listed out, like this is what we're gonna do first. I'm like, okay, great.
That's so funny.
I don't know. So, do you have a game plan for zombie apocalypse?
For what?
Zombie apocalypse.
For the zombie apocalypse. Oh wow. I feel like we're on the verge of zombie apocalypse. No. I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't know, if something like that were to ever break out, I feel like I would just give up, Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, if it was really a zombie apocalypse, I'm like, I don't know. I didn't watch enough of The Walking Dead to pay attention.
Prepared for this. I'm not ready. I don't want to be.
So, what job would you be terrible at?
I'd be a terrible police officer. Yeah.
Too nice. You'd let everyone go, wouldn't you? You're like, I'm not gonna write you tickets to warn you today.
The violence and stuff, like I'm just not, or a firefighter. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so we won't give you anything in public service like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, if you won the lottery, what's the first thing you would do?
Oh man. probably get some type of financial investor of some sort, and make this vision I have come to life finally.
That's the smart plan. Yes.
Yeah.
I like that. Oh, you can tell we're responsible adults, right? I'm like, I'm going to pay off the mortgage, the student debt, and yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. So tell us, what's the last thing you read?
The last thing that I read, The Thinking Body. I don't know who the author was, but yeah, The Thinking Body.
So was it a good book?
It's basically a book about how every part of your body influences who you are as an individual and how other people perceive you. Mm-hmm. It's a really interesting book.
I'm gonna add that to my reading list now.
Yeah,
have to check that out.
Yeah, you should. So I got into it because Marilyn Monroe. I'm kind of, I don't want to, but Marilyn Monroe. I was watching her documentary, and she was all about creating a new character. And Marilyn Monroe was a name that she ended up getting from a producer that she worked out in Hollywood. And she ended up creating this whole new character, and she ended up reading the book The Thinking Body to kind of help her like nail down even just the smallest details of creating this iconic character that we know today. I thought it was interesting, and I decided to read it. So
it's a cool reason to read it. Why not?
Yeah.
Do you prefer boots or heels?
Boots. For sure. Yeah.
Oh, who would play you in a movie about your life?
Oh gosh.
Who would you want to play you? Doesn't have to resemble you.
Like a Reese Witherspoon. Yeah.
That's a great, I love that. I was actually thinking that.
Oh, really? That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, so this is a very difficult question. Not as hard as the first one I've ever asked you, but where's Waldo?
Where is Waldo? Oh, we're still looking for him.
You haven't found him yet?
No. I actually did see him running the other day. Out like on the beach trail.
Okay, well, next time you have to get a picture of Waldo and send it to us.
Yeah.
So what's the best thing since sliced bread?
Sushi.
I can agree to that one for sure. So would you rather cook or order in?
Order in. I'm not much of a cook.
Sushi? Are we ordering sushi? Because I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I know there's a couple 1,000-mile distance, but it's okay. It'll work out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh. What's the worst pizza topping?
Oh man, I like probably like an artichoke or like an anchovy. But pretty like the rest of them are so good.
So, pineapple, yay or nay?
Oh, I love pineapple.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna go back through all these interviews at the end of the year, I think, and I'm gonna have to be like, okay, how many people said yay and how many nay to the pineapple? Because that was like the hot topic for a while.
I love pineapple. It's the sweet and saucy, sweet and salty. Mm-hmm. The sweet and salty, and then you also put jalapenos on it and they make it spicy. It's so good.
Oh, I've never had it with jalapenos.
You should get it with jalapenos if you like spicy food.
I do. I'm gonna have to try that now. Definitely have to try it. Thanks for the idea.
You will. You're welcome.
Oh. So, what do you wish would magically clean itself? The house, the car. Yeah.
The house.
The house. Anything in particular, like the dishwasher or the laundry fold itself, whatever?
Yeah, I hate doing laundry. My least favorite chore. I actually love vacuuming though. That's weird.
I think we all have our things like that.
I don't know. The like sucking up stuff and vacuuming is fun for me.
Oh, that's great. Me, I'm like, okay, yes, I'm gonna sweep up a little because most of tile floor here in Florida, and then I turn the shark, and I'm like, there it goes. Yes, great, there you go. I swept some, and the shark is going, and while I'm working,
it's amazing.
Yeah. So tell us something on your bucket list.
Go to Paris.
Beautiful.
I've always been to Paris. Yeah.
Okay, make sure you tag me and post when you do that, though.
I will. That would be awesome. It's probably like one of my biggest dreams ever is probably to go to Paris.
Okay, so that's the second thing you're doing after you hit the lottery.
Yeah, or meet Dolly Parton.
Ooh, Dolly Parton.
If anyone knows how to do that.
Let's see if we can get that one going. I don't have a lot of leverage, but I'll see what I can do. I'll just start emailing her managers and.
Oh my gosh, that would be like I could die happily and be okay with it if I met Dolly Parton. That's how serious that is.
Yeah. Trust me, there are some of us that feel the same way.
Yeah.
If you could be any person or a position like a doctor, a CEO, accountant, whatever, who or what position would you want to be and why for the day?
I would want to be a CEO of a big company. Just because that's kind of what I want to do with my life, and to be able to follow or sit in walk in their shoes for a day and see everything they do and their routine and how they, I would love to probably be a CEO of a company.
Great. Do you live by any words of wisdom? If so, what are they?
Words of wisdom. Love God and love others.
That's just beautiful.
Thank you.
There's your advice, everyone. That's what you should do for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Amen.
Yes. So what do you have coming up for the rest of 2022? Are you going to be out doing some touring, playing gigs, anything exciting, more writing, or just building up the album and stuff like that for next year?
I have a few more things that I'll be sharing before the end of the year. So I have a benefit concert that I'm leading on July 23rd for I Am Love, which a bunch of artists in LA and in Nashville and some other places are collaborating to raise money for domestic violence survivors and victims. And then I have my single coming out on July 4th. And then I have another single coming out October 14th called Hate the Ground, which I'm really excited for. And then another single coming out during Christmas time called Dance with Jesus. And then, next year is going to be album time. I'm probably going to start performing live in the next month or so. I've been trying to really just get all my ducks in a row and get these songs out and kind of take a break. I was really busy last year and it got kind of overwhelming. And so before I step into doing all that again, I kind of wanted to just make sure that everything's good and then go back out.
Back into the chaos of going nonstop, right? No. I think that's what life is in general, though. It's just chaos that we try to navigate the best we can.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the truth.
It's been a pleasure having you on today, Ash, and you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, and I will definitely be back.
All right. Well, thanks again. And thank you all for tuning in for another episode. All the links to Ash's socials and website, things like that will be in the descriptions as usual. So go check her out and follow all of her socials and catch the latest things coming out from her. Have a great day, everyone. If you enjoyed today's episode of Crazy Women Country, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to click the subscribe button for new interviews weekly. And thank you, friends, for joining us today on Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter.